Check, 1, 2. Oh,
Awesome.
all right. With that said, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Cloister of the Dice. Today we are starting a brand new campaign. We are in session 0 for Ogre Game. Oh, it's an interesting bit of course. I'm MC behind the scenes, and John. Of course, we've got our DM Mildred the Monk, Lady Kim, and our newest member of our team, Stellar Shiva. How we doing, everybody?
It's great to be here.
Never without a botch.
Yeah, I had a feeling it was coming.
Yep. Uh-huh.
Huh.
Gonna put it in a box and keep it there beside you.
Yeah. So this is something that I've had in the back burner for a good while. Because this is going to be the first Wuxia game that I've put any of you through. Some of you had done some adjacent stuff in the older incarnation of Cloister the Dice, but I'd say for a fair few, this is going to be new. To the point where I had to go through a whole thing to give people the gist of what wuxia is, since obviously wuxia translates to martial hero, but I've described it as a genre that people have seen but they don't know. And what I mean by that is the fact that a lot of people have seen a martial arts movie in some form or another, or they've seen Avatar, or they've played Jade Empire, the best BioWare game. Yes, fight me on that. But
Oh, Jesus.
a lot. But when it comes to the motifs, when it comes to the common threads within wuxia, there's a lot to be discussed on that. And truth be told, I'm not going to be the best expert because even my knowledge on it has its limits. I'm certainly not going to be out knowledging people like say Deathblade, for instance, who translates wuxia novels as kind of his thing and accidentally drinks Coors Light when he's looking for Diet Coke.
No, Jesus.
Oh,
Yes,
dear.
Jeremy, I'm not letting that go. But in addition to all of that, there's a wide variety of forms that it can take, and it is important. It is important to note that this kind of thing can even cross genres and subgenres. There's a lot of wiggle room when it comes to the genre. Although calling it a genre is a little bit limiting, since it's somewhat akin to a theme. Or I guess a vibe would be a better way to put it. And because of that, I had gotten in touch with a few contacts to put together a short, quote unquote, list of different wuxia movies that would fit this particular vibe. And even when it comes to this particular take, it is doing its own specific directions. And in preparation, that's why I did the wuxia watch party about a week or so beforehand, with us watching the movie Sakura, which was pretty good, except for the fact that it did a sequel bait at the tail end of things.
Oh
Yeah, I'm not sure if love is the right word I'd use, but at the very least, it gave a decent primer. Uh,
It's called sarcasm. Come on, you should know better.
oh, I know. But with that said, this particular adventure is going to be is going to be leaning into that bit of heroic fiction that is tied to wuxia as well as the melodrama, because melodrama is inevitable when it comes to wuxia. It's kind of like having grounded characters in a space opera. It's just one's going to follow the other. There's no getting around that. I had that debate not too long ago where somebody was like, "This is a more grounded mecha." I'm like, "Mecha is not far removed from space opera. You're going to be dealing with melodramatic." So, and just larger than life characters. I don't. Some people have bastardized the term melodramatic, so I have to approach that a bit carefully. But for this week, we're going to be getting into, as usual, the session 0, kind of going into how things are going to be working in this particular adventure. I will note that, unlike, say, Avatar and the like, this is going to lean a little bit into crime fiction, and in fact, I think when I wrote up the primer, I had brought up The Godfather at one point. Yeah, I did, as well as things like Heroes Shed No Tears and Bright Moon Saber. Because the central premise is going to be dealing with the various criminal factions within the Fanshu prefecture within this particular kingdom. Specific or like within the Zandao Empire, which is somewhat based on Song Dynasty China, but obviously not a one-for-one, because if you want that, this is the complete look. If you want the when it comes to the whole historical thing, I bring up what I've brought up for the last 20 years regarding L5R, going, oh, that's not real samurai. And I'm like, motherfucker, that was never the intent. It's like that one person who thinks that they're the smartest man in the room when they say, "Oh, real spies aren't like James Bond," and everybody else is like, "No shit." Or to be a bit more contemporary, that one person who thinks they're real clever by pointing out the F word when it comes to wrestling. It's a small tangent, but one of my relatives pulled that on me, and I'm like, I'm not mad at you that I'm not mad. I'm not gonna yell at you and say that it's not that or whatnot. I'm more disappointed that you thought that you made some big gotcha by bringing that up. Like, you tried to make me look bad, and instead you made yourself look like a jackass. The literal foot bullet. So, as we do with these, we are going to be going through characters, and this is where things are going to get tricky for me, because there isn't any official Roll20 support, nor is there a form fillable character sheet. So, I Brendan, if you're watching, I appreciate the work that you put in to get me set up with a text character sheet, um as well as the app that you had sent. Um, since any bit of help I get with these kind of things is always going to be appreciated. Also, I see that you had followed the Twitch channel. I appreciate that. I hope you enjoy the madness both with Ogre Gate and beyond. Uh, so with that said, I will note that I did make a few changes to character creation. and some of those I put as notes within the primer. So one of the first notes, which is going to be fairly obvious, is humans only. None of the non-human characters are allowed, given the tone of this particular game. That's the first thing to note. The second is, when it comes to skill groups, you have 3 primary and 3 secondary. Third, when it comes to combat techniques, instead of 1, you're getting 2. And when it comes to martial discipline ranks, you start with 5 points. And when it comes to flaws, I typoed this, sorry about that. You cannot have more than 3. Now that is important because you can take flaws to give yourself an advantage. Also, I am having it that demon flaws are available. With some of these, some might go, aren't you going to be messing with the balance? Possibly, but this is nothing new for how I do things.
Hey, Monk, drop a folder in there so that way I can load up the art.
I did. It's in the text chat.
I'm in the drive. I'm asking you to drop a folder in the drive. Because I can't add one.
My bad.
Duh, Monk's drunk again.
Again? Don't you mean still?
When is he not drunk? That's just his norm.
The only person who outdrinks me is Doku. We've gone over this before.
Oh my god.
I don't know. Kitty drank you under the table last time you were at Metro.
Yeah, but she also gave me that she also gave me and John that apple pie thing, and I've never forgotten that. What she called apple pie, but was really cinnamon in cup form.
You will never live that down.
No.
It's okay. I'm on medication that amplifies the effects of alcohol, so on Cinco de Mayo one time, I had 2 margaritas, and one of my friends bought me a shot and told me to drink it like a dumbass I did, and it was Jaeger Crown. I got drunk off my ass.
Alright. Thankfully
So
I've
2
got
margaritas and no pants. Got it.
I've got everything labeled as art and token, by the way.
All right. And I will adjust the tokens in Roll20 when it comes time for it. The main thing that I'll be showing at the tail end of the broadcast today is going to be the map, because here's another first for this. Technically speaking, yeah.
Sorry, guys.
Wait, I'm pretty sure you have permissions.
I just tried uploading. It says I don't have permission.
Fixed.
Thank you. And fudge knockers, I just realized these some of these files are just a little too big. Give me 2 seconds. If there's a little bit of lag, I apologize. I just gotta open up my art software really quick and drop the pixel count down.
So basically what we're hearing is wah 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 wah.
Are you even Minnesotan enough for a Peanuts joke?
Yes, I can make Peanuts jokes, damn it.
That wasn't a yes. But obviously, when it comes to Wuxia, about 2/3 of the primer that I wrote were just bringing in some of the notes from the core book on Wuxia as a genre. Because as I mentioned before, this is a genre that a lot of people know, but aren't familiar with the concept. Um, and Fortunately, setting this up in Roll20 isn't going to be too difficult because of the die rolling setup that the network system has. Since there's not a whole lot of excess adding and subtracting modifiers with how it works. It is largely going to be D10 based pools and very restrained D10 based pools, which is why I was hoping that the macros would show up. But for some reason they haven't.
There we go.
But for some reason they haven't showed up in Roll20. At least for everybody but me.
Alright, uploaded.
All right. So with that in mind, I will get I think it's high time now that we've dealt with a whole lot of the window dressing to get into the campaign, session 0 proper.
Alrighty.
So,
I'm ready to show off smart.
yep. So, let's see. Let me see how we're. I think we are gonna go clockwise on this. So, starting with Kay and ending with John. So, Kay, you're gonna be up first. So,
Well, let's hope I don't summon Coops with this waifu.
too late.
Do you need
Don't
me
worry.
to do
Don't
anything?
worry. I have the cricket bat on standby.
Monk, do you need me to do anything for this or just talk?
We'll get to you in a moment.
Okay,
You're gonna be
sorry, I'm a
next.
total noob.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Everybody's a noob at some point.
So what we're doing right now, Shiva, is we're gonna start with me for character creation. I'm gonna get my character set up, then it's gonna go to you, then Neff, then John.
Oh, okay, that's what we're doing. Okay, now I'm with you.
So I'm up to bat first. So yes, gents, have your cricket bats on standby. Because say hello to Yinyo Helu.
All right.
What the fuck? You son of a...
Womp,
I
womp.
hate this fucking... There
The
we
case
go.
software is drunk again.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Very nice, and I can see why you had why you had made that joke with Coops. So before we get into, first off, I'm gonna need you to write down in the text chat the name so I have that spelled properly.
Yep, give me just 2 seconds because I gotta do that on mobile. Actually, no, I can do that in the Sacristity chat. And you can thank Zan for helping me come up with this name. Because her name roughly translates to River of Temptation. Alright, that's in there.
All right, let me. All right. When you were setting things up, did you have a home? Did you have a homeland in mind?
No, actually, I didn't. Hadn't
All right,
quite figured that much out yet.
that's something we can that's something we can cover later. Normally, the first step in statting these out would be picking the race, but as I as I mentioned, that's already taken care of.
It's already taken care of.
So next would be skill groups. Now, as mentioned, you pick 3 primary and secondary skill groups.
That's gonna be under the technique index.
Um, no, we're not at techniques
Oh,
yet.
yeah.
We're just at skills.
Okay, okay.
So the skill. So when it comes to the skill groups, those are as follows. Let me get. Let me. Let me hang on a second. Okay, so the 6 skill groups are defenses, combat, specialist, physical, knowledge, and mental. On the character sheet, I'm going to be noting those particular skill groups with an asterisk. So you have 3 of those skill groups that you'd pick from, and the importance of primary skill groups is those ones are going to have more skill points to spend on.
So, let's what page would skill groups be on?
That is going to be in skills, so that's going to be on page. The chart for skill groups is going to be on page 38.
Ha! Thank you. Alright, let's go with knowledge.
All right, that makes sense. So that's 1.
Mental. Now, considering the way I want to build this character, I'm debating between defenses and specialists. Third.
Probably best to go with defenses.
Yeah. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that.
All right. So now we'll get back to skills in a moment. But next is choosing your sect and Sifu, and I do remember us having some back and forth about this, since there's a lot of sects that are available.
So I'm actually going with the Purple Cavern sect, and my Sifu would have been Lady Plumblossom, if I remember correctly. But long story short, Hylu got herself into a bit of a pickle and was cast out of the Purple Cavern sect.
Alright. Now that's going to determine what techniques you'll have available at the start, as well as your points in martial disciplines will also determine that, but we'll get to that later. That does lead us into the fourth step, which is reputation.
She's probably got a bad reputation.
Now, on page 30, you'll see a list of the potential reputations that you can pick. You would pick 2 of them. And Brendan's saying he thinks your volume is low. He says it may just be me, but I believe Lady K's volume is.
No. I've got a sore throat and I'm a soft speaker as it is. So, and I can't adjust where my mic is anymore. So I'm trying to talk louder. It's just my throat hurts. I'm on like day 3 of a sinus infection. But let me go ahead and adjust my volume to up it just a little bit, see if that helps. Does that help at all?
We'll find out in a moment.
All right. Good to know. Thank you, Brendan. Okay. Where was I looking? Let's see. You said page 30?
Yeah. It's gonna be at the top end.
Ah, there we are.
And thank you for the follower. Thank you for the follow, Chris Founder. Hope you enjoy the madness here.
Well, she's definitely going to be vengeful. I would also think that she would be cunning. And more than likely because of what got her into this position in the first place, unorthodox.
You can only pick 2, so...
Oh, 2. My bad. So let's go with vengeful and unorthodox.
Alright. Now comes the time of allocating martial discipline ranks. And these are going to be key to determining not only what kung fu techniques you can take, but the potency of those techniques in some cases. And this is divided into 4 avenues. Waixia, or external kung fu, Qinggong, or lightness, Neigong, or internal, and Danshui, or acupoints. And as mentioned in the primer, you have 5 points to spend on martial discipline ranks. Now, no discipline can have more than 3 points.
Okay. Let's take 1 rank apiece in Waixia and Danshui. One point in Qigong and 2 in Nigong.
All right. And as with all I'll get into it later, but as with all characters, your starting key rank is 1. If there's anything that would be the equivalent of level or power level, it's going to be key. Especially if we were to run the full gamut, you'd go from martial hero to profound master to immortal by acquiring more ki.
Mm.
And this is where the martial disciplines you picked are going to play a factor, because now it's time for you to select your initial kung fu techniques.
All right.
Now, for this, you can take six techniques. Any technique you pick has to be at your ki level or lower, and the ones
Okay.
you have available are the ones that were in that list for your sect.
Page 201. Or 202, actually, for you.
Thank you.
I know that because I wrote it down. I was thinking the exact same sect.
All right. Let's see. There we are. Alright. And it doesn't give me what rank these are. Alright.
What do you mean?
I'm looking at the techniques on the page that Neff brought up. And it gives us the techniques, it doesn't give me the chi rank.
Yeah, fortunately, there's the technique index that I had set up.
I'm looking at it right now.
Like I had at one point considered writing in the chi rank in the sects, but given the amount of sects and given the amount of techniques, that would be difficult.
Alright, this might take me a second, guys. Hold on just a moment.
That said, it is, as mentioned in the core book, it is advisable to pick one technique that's a count.
That one's not in here. Okay. Let's try that one. Alright, I'm looking for Venom of the, let's see. Venom
Actually,
of the Flywisk.
Hold on a moment, because it might be a little easier to look up the techniques through the companion app.
Ah, that's true, and I completely forgot I had that already.
I've already got mine up.
I was going to download that. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem to be available in the Canadian App Store.
There's a web version of it. I linked at the top of the thread.
If this screws with the sound, guys, I apologize, but I gotta double check where I put that link.
At the top of the thread in the server, I put up the link to the companion app.
Got it.
Alright. Screw it.
you have that as an option.
Yep, I'm setting it up now. Just give me 2 seconds. There we go. Wandering Heroes of Overgate. There it is, and that's Chi 2, son of a bitch. Okay, that didn't quite work out the way I wanted it to. That's Chi 3. Alright, let's see what that does. You know what? Considering the path I know I want to take this character on, I'm going to get Breath of the Lotus Petal.
Okay. All right, that's one.
Not quite what I was thinking. Let's go ahead and take Plum Blossom Palm. So, for a little bit of transparency here, I'm just having a little bit of trouble finding anything that would allow me to do blood magic.
That's because that is going to be a ritual.
Ah.
And rituals are treated as individual skills, so you would handle it there. Oh. So let me... Plum Blossom Home, which is listed as a secret in the list that I put together, but that just means you can't take it if you're not part of that sect.
Mm-hmm. Because considering the considering the path I want to take this character on, the blood magic would be a direct counter to the Breath of the Lotus Petal. and vice versa. Let's see. Pull up the rituals real quick.
Of course, it should also be noted that that using techniques isn't a case of draining ki or something like that. You can always use them, but if you want to get the full extent out of them, that would be using it cathartically, which runs the risk of imbalancing you.
Mm-hmm.
So there is something of an MP system, just reversed.
Ooh. All right. All right, Monk. You know what? You know the system real well. What would you recommend?
Let me grab where I put that. Um, as mentioned, it is important to have one technique that's a counter.
Mm-hmm.
But let me.
Ooh. Found a spirit ritual that I'd like.
Mhm.
3 poison spirit ritual.
I would say. I would say the choking lash of Lady Plum Blossom is one. If you well, what kind of weapon did you have in mind?
Uh, that's a good question because I was of the I when we last talked and I was going over characters, it was my understanding that I was going to be just primarily a magic-based user.
Everybody, that whole and this is something that I've had to make clear over the years. That whole martial magic divide that you see in a lot of a lot of standard fantasy isn't really a thing in wuxia.
Mm.
There might be some that have more knowledge of rituals like you, but everybody has some martial ability, hence the name wuxia.
Okay, maybe a cat
Uh,
of nine tails.
we get that can work. That can work, but uh, I would say looking at like I said, in hindsight, I kind of wish I had noted which techniques
Mm-hmm.
were counters. Unfortunately, I don't think unless unless I'm misreading it, the um the companion app doesn't have it
What?
as far as naming out which techniques are counters, unless I'm misreading it.
No, I don't see anything that says anything about counters.
All right, in that case, I think we'll hold, since we have a bit of time. Techniques is something we'll hold off on. We'll do that
Yeah.
in the coming days, because there's
Yeah, I was
um
just thinking that myself.
a lot of potential avenues. So
Oh, it says
moving
we can
past
filter
that,
for counters.
huh?
It says we can filter for counters. Ooh, there we go.
Yeah.
Haha!
Yeah, it's just that there's a lot of options, so that's something we'll deal with later on.
Yep.
But so as hinted at, next is going to be skills.
Mm-hmm.
So you have this is this is where the whole primary and secondary skill groups comes in. Secondary skill groups are the ones that you didn't pick
Mm-hmm.
earlier. You have 12 points to spend in primary skill groups and 6 points to spend in each of the secondary skill groups.
Okay.
And
Alright.
there's a skill table on page 31 that goes into how much it costs, because skill point cost is cumulative. It's not a one-to-one.
So page
Because
30.
remember, the cap when it comes to skills is 3.
Yeah. Alright, you said I got 12 points.
Yeah, 12 points per each primary category. And in your case, the skill categories you picked are
Knowledge, mental, and
defenses.
defenses.
Yep.
Alright, so we're going to put 1 point on wits, 1 point on hardiness, point on languages. Puts me at 3.
Hold on, I had to take care of that. What were those 3?
1 point on wits, 1 point on hardiness, 1 point on languages.
All right. You'll have to specify a language, but we can do that later.
Yep. Puts me at 3.
It's now I don't mean 12 points total. I mean 12 points per category. So it's probably best um to go into how many of those 12 points you're putting into each category.
Okay, so I thought it was just 12 points spread across the 3.
No.
Okay, that makes a little more sense. All right. That's going to be a total of 3 points, right?
You see the skill table on page 31?
That's what I'm looking at.
Yeah, that determines. So 1 point is so 1 rank is 1 points, 2 ranks is 3 points, and 3 ranks is 6 points total.
Okay.
Because you're spending it's a cumulative spend.
Yeah. So we're going to put 2 levels then on wits and hardiness, which put me on rank 2 on both of those.
Mm-hmm.
Put another 2 on stealth. Actually, we're just going to put 2 on all 6 of those.
You couldn't put it on all 6 because that'd be 15 total. You only got you only have 12 points. Also, Brennan, I did get what you had sent. I appreciate that, and we'll be taking care of. I think we'll be taking care of techniques off screen.
All right, we're gonna put 3 on stealth and then 1 on the other 3. Or we're gonna put 2 levels on stealth and then just use the other 3 points on parry, evade, and resolve.
All right, so that means
that
hardness defense is 5, parry defense is 4, evade defense is 4, stealth defense is 8, wits defense is 8, and resolve defense is 7.
And I'm gonna go over to mental next, so I can take a little time to think on knowledge. Command, deception, and persuade. I'm going to pop 2 ranks on, so that'll be 9 points, and then I'll use the other 3 points on empathy, reasoning, and detect.
All right. And as for knowledge,
yep, I'm thinking of that one right now. So I'm gonna put 2 levels on places and cultures, and 2 levels on religion and God. So that puts me at 6.
all right. And off screen, I'm gonna ask you to point out which particular place/culture and which religion you're going to be focusing on.
Yep. And then I'm gonna put a point apiece in creatures, martial disciplines, institutions, read script, and classics.
Right. And now for the remaining the remaining skill groups, you have 6 points to spend.
Alright. So I'm gonna be frank, I'm putting 3 levels on ritual.
All right.
So that leaves me another 6 points.
I get 6 points
Oh.
total for.
Yep, alright, then I use it on ritual.
Mm-hmm.
For physical. I'm gonna put a level on endurance, muscle, speed, athletics, and let's also do ride and swim. A level apiece on those.
All right. And that leaves combat skills.
Yep. With me using a whip, would that be considered light melee?
Well, fortunately, I have all the weapons in one little spreadsheet.
Let's see.
So there's the option of the. So I would say, all things considered, the chain whip is what you'd be using.
Okay, yeah, and that's medium melee. So let's pop 2 levels in medium.
All right.
And we'll put a level apiece in throw, leg strike, and arm strike.
I should note throw pertains to thrown weapon.
Ah, never mind then. Grapple.
All right. So grapple, and what was the other? Leg strike?
Leg strike and arm strike.
All right. And this is where, and following that is picking, as mentioned, 2 combat techniques,
All right.
which combat techniques are going to be on page 66 in the, 67 technically on the PDF.
Okay.
And given that they're tied to the combat skills, I'd recommend looking at the ones in medium melee.
Yep. let's do press. And counter.
Very nice. Press has it that if you hit but you didn't wound a target, you get a
Plus
D10
D10.
bonus to your next attack. And counter has it that if you were hit but the foe failed to damage you,
You get a
you
plus
gain.
D10 on a D roll, on a damage roll.
Mhm.
Which I think
So,
would come in quite handy using a whip.
uh, although given the chain whip, why am I thinking of Isabella Valentine? So you can take flaws if you wish to, um, but that is optional.
Well, I think, all things considered, one of her flaws is her hair. Because she does have white hair.
So
What page would flaws be listed on?
flaws are listed on page 61.
Thank you.
There is this weird thing with some of the bookmarks, then where some of the bookmarks are one page off.
Mm.
But
I mean, on a technicality, could I go with hedonist? Considering the kind of character I was thinking about rolling.
yeah, we can go with that. Um, so that means you get. So since you picked those two, that means you get 2 skill points to spend.
Alright.
So you can take two additional skills at one, or boost the skill that's at 1 to 2.
Alright. Let me go back to page. Let's see. I'm gonna boost endurance to 2.
Right?
And do I have another or no?
No, that's it.
Okay.
So now for the derived stats. So you have 3 wounds.
Okay.
Your imbalance rating is currently is at 0. Your max imbalance is 13. Let me double check. Yeah, max imbalance is 13. What I'm probably going to do after the show is go through the different sects and kind of copy pasta some of the things I have in my sect notes to make a mini a mini book for each of the technique lists.
Yeah, I was already planning on doing that, so that way I had my own little personal setup with my skills.
Mhm.
Kind of like what I did for Robotech.
Yep. So when it comes to now the last part is equipment. Most of the equipment you can get is going to be in the equipment chapter proper.
Okay.
You have 2,000 spade coins to spend.
Alright, let me find that chapter real quick.
And there's a kind of rule of 100 when it comes to the different when it comes to the different types of currency.
Okay.
But for the sake of expediency, this is we'll mostly focus on your choice of weapon, and we'll get into the remaining ones as we go.
Alright.
And so the weapon entries, those are going to be on page 179. There's a big old chart of weapons.
Yep, got it. Thank you.
But from what I recall, it sounds like we were going with the chain whip.
Yep.
So let's see. That is a medium melee. That's a medium melee. So what? So.
You said I get 2,000, right?
Yep, 2,000. Yep, 2,000 spades. And we'll subtract what the cost of the chain whip from that.
Just did.
Let's see. So the attack roll for that is going to be 2d10.
Mm-hmm.
The damage is going to be your speed plus 1d10.
Okay.
So damage is 3d10. Let's see. And actually, I have to correct myself. Because there's a 1d10 penalty on accuracy, so you're actually rolling 1d10 on that.
Okay.
Let's see. Lethal is yes, it can inflict lethal damage. Muscle is 0. Let's see. Type is blunt or sharp. Because, well, it's a chain whip. So maybe go back and play Castlevania to crypt some notes. Or actually, given your character, it'd be more accurate to go to look at some of the whip forms with Ivy.
I was just thinking Ivy might be more up her style.
Shameless Soul Calibur 2 promo. Well, maybe not 2, but, you know.
Soul
cannot be
Calibur in general.
You cannot be shameless if you have no shame.
In which I don't.
So that's going to cost 370 spades.
Yep. Already got that,
So that means when it comes to the remaining stuff, you've got 1630.
Yep. There we go. There's what I was looking for, clothing.
Oh. I believe when it came to rituals, you did have one in mind you were gonna go with.
Yes. So, one of the rituals I was looking at was. Let's see, where was it? The 3 poison spirit ritual. Excuse me.
So that you're gonna get 3 poison spirit ritual as a freebie. Other rituals you'd have to find.
Okay.
And that's gonna be put in your equipment and holdings section,
Okay.
since it's the only spot I can really put it in. And the remaining parts can be added in
On a later
manually,
day.
and I'll be doing that.
Mhm.
So that takes care of your character. I know that was a bit longer than you, but
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Yup.
So
But no biggie.
mhm.
Huzzah. And what I can do is, while everybody's working on that, is I'll go through and flesh out the rest of my wardrobe.
Yep. Also, thank you, Railmine, for the follow. Hope you enjoyed the shenanigans that we are doing.
Alrighty, and I believe we said that Shiva was up next.
Yes.
Oh, I am? Okay.
Yep.
Good thing I've been looking at the materials while you guys have been talking.
Alrighty. And next up, we've got. In 3, 2, 1. You son of a bitch. This program hates me today.
I thought Neff was next, or is it Monk?
No, it's you.
Okay.
Monk's the GM.
Clockwise.
Oh. Sorry, my brain is, like, defunct today. Okay.
So first, why don't you start by introducing your character's name? Get an idea about who they are.
Her name is Xianghua. Yes, I shamelessly stole that from Soul Calibur. And, she's a performer. She's a traveling performer.
Right. So, taking that into account, let me grab the blank sheet that I had set aside for you.
Okay.
So, now martial name is a title, and I'm keeping that blank because that is something that you all will end up getting through how you end up playing. You already mentioned a traveling performer, so I can put that in as occupation for now. So, did you nail down what sect you would be from?
That is a very good question. Let me find that. Sorry, I'm in the... Herp, I'm in the core book. Martial sex, you said?
Yes.
Okay. I didn't have a chance to read over the sex. I'm sorry.
Right, we'll get to that later. And I do have a document that contain the gist of those sects as well as some of the ones that aren't in the core book, since there's orthodox, unorthodox, and criminal sects. Gonna put that in the chat for you.
Okay.
So, moving past that.
Okay.
So I would need you to pick 2 reputations from the list, and that list is going to be on page 30 in the core book.
Yep, I'm there. Okay, choose reputation. Sorry, I'm trying to find it. I clicked the page. I'm just like, no, I just do not have it together today. Choose reputation, here we go. I think she would be cunning.
Right, that's 1.
Okay, and I need to pick another one.
Yep.
And loyal.
All right. So next is martial discipline ranks, and I already explained what the 4 are, and because of the approach we are taking here.
Yes, I did look over that while you were talking to Kay.
Mhm. Yep. So you have
Excuse
you
me.
have 5 points to spend.
Okay.
And none can have more than 3 points.
Okay. So do I pick from Waija, Kingong, Nagong, and Janyu?
Uh, yeah, you're spending 5 points on them. None of them can have more than 3 points.
3 points in Nagong.
All right.
And 2 in King... I can't say that right. Kingong.
All right. So focusing on lightness and internal.
Yes.
So your imbalance rating is going to be 3. Your max imbalance is going to be 13. And you have 3 wounds. That's going to be standard for pretty much everybody, since your wounds are determined by twice your key ranks plus 1, and everybody's starting at key rank 1 for this.
Okay.
So because of the setup that you have, when it comes, we'll handle disciplines, we'll handle kung fu techniques later, but in your case, you will not be able to select any Waija or Dan Shui techniques.
All right.
But that's something for later. So next, I need you to pick 3 primary skill groups. And again, the skill groups that are available are combat skills, defenses, specialist, physical, mental, and knowledge.
Okay. Select 5 skills, you said?
You're selecting 3 skill categories among those 6.
Gotcha.
you're not allocating skills just yet.
Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to catch up with you. Skills, here we go. From defense, combat, specialist, physical knowledge, mental, correct?
Yes.
Mental, persuade.
You got one more. And
This-
you're not doing the individual skills yet, just the categories.
Okay.
So mental. What are the other two categories?
Specialist and knowledge.
All right. So then, and following that, this is where you're going to be picking skills.
All right.
So for the primary skill categories, you have 12 points each to spend. So 12 points to spend in specialist, 12 points to spend in mental, spend in knowledge, and for the remaining ones you have 6.
Okay. Run that by me one more time, Monk. I'm sorry.
For the 3 primary skill categories, specialist, mental, and knowledge, you have 12 points to spend. These are spent cumulatively.
Okay.
On page 31 on the PDF,
Okay.
you'll see a table that shows the cost of each rank and the total.
Okay. Page 31. Okay. 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 Oh, okay. Cumulative cost. Okay. So if I wanted 3 in something, it would be a total of 6 points.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So I'd like talent.
So are you going to be focusing on the? Now, keep in mind it's not 12 points across all 3 of those categories. It's 12 points each.
Points each. Okay. Yes. I'd like 3 points in flute for talent.
All right.
So I've got a few more points here.
Mm-hmm.
This is for specialist, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry, this is taking forever.
That's what the session 0 is for.
Okay, cool. I'd also like to put 3 points in survivals for cities.
All right.
So is that 12 or 9? Or
You said 3 point. You said 3 points, so that's rank 2 in both of those.
yes. Oh, I was saying rank 3 in both of them.
Oh. All right. In that case, that's the whole specialist.
Okay. All right.
So let's move on to mental. What would you be spending in that?
Rank 3 in persuasion and deception.
Say again.
Persuasion and deception, rank 3.
All right. And for knowledge, what would you be putting those in?
Let me flip, because I think I'm gonna pick classics, but I want to flip to that page to make sure that's what I want. Yes, classics is what I want. Let me just the 26 stratagems of Zhang Laozi. We'll put 2 in that. Okay, so we're still on knowledge, correct?
Yeah, you put 2 points in classics. What was the other one?
Institutions, the criminal underworld.
All right. So you've got 6 points left.
You know what? Go big or go home. Let's max out criminal underworld, actually.
All right. All right. So then we have the secondary. So what are you spending your 6 points in combat skills on?
Combat. Okay. Let me get back to let me scroll up to combat here. Combat skills. Okay. Light melee.
Uh, how well before we get to combat skills, what sort of weapon did you have in mind? Because that may play a factor.
Well, originally my concept for her is that she's like a siren and uses her flute a lot. But if you want her to actually kill somebody, I guess she could use a fan.
All right, so let me. All right, in that case, that would be light melee.
Mm-hmm.
So you're thinking of putting 2 ranks in light melee then?
Yes.
All right. sec. Let's see. Put 2 in light melee, so that leaves you with 3 points.
Leaves me with 3 points.
Mm-hmm.
No, that wouldn't make sense. I think grapple.
All right. How many points in that?
Let's just wipe it out. If we can.
So that'd be at rank 2 because you don't have enough to put it at rank 3.
Yes.
All right. So for defenses, what would you be putting that? What would you be putting for that?
Defenses. Let me scroll to that. What page is it on? Oh, defense skills. Never mind, I found it.
Mm-hmm.
Wits. Actually, wait, no, I lied. Resolve.
All right. So resolve. How much is going in that?
How many points do I have?
6.
Can I put it in multiple categories? Like 3 in one and 3 in the other?
Yeah. Wait
I'd-
a minute. You meant splitting off the points between categories?
Yes.
No. Defenses has 6 points. Physical is 6 points.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. I wanted to put 3 in wits and 3 in resolve.
That can be done. So that'd put those 2 at rank 2. So
Yeah.
you'd have a wits and resolve defense of 8 apiece, and the remaining defenses except for stealth are 3. Stealth is at 6.
Okay. Okay.
Uh, so that leaves physical as the final one.
Physical, okay. Physical skills, okay. Okay. So, how many points do I have for that?
6.
3 in speed, 3 in endurance.
All right. So those are going to be at rank 2.
Yes.
So before I get to equipment, are there any flaws that you'd want to take?
Secret.
All right. So let's see, secret. All right. All right. I'm fine with that. I'll end up DMing you later about so we can work out what the secret entails. But obviously, we're not going to get into that here. Otherwise, it would be a secret.
Exactly. Or as they say in Japanese, "Sore wa himitsu desu."
So since you are there any other flaws that you're going to take, or is that the only one?
I think I'd like to take another flaw, but I'm trying to find. Most of this is me flipping through the pages, like, where is it?
Mhm.
Okay, select flaws. Okay, here we go. Now we're in business. Each flaw provides. Seriously? It's like the flaws are listed later in this chapter.
Yeah, the full list of flaws is gonna start on page 61.
61. Okay, yeah. Sorry, Monkey, cut out there for a minute, but I heard you. Page 61.
Mhm.
Okay, flaws. Here we go. Okay.
Hang on. Bot detected, bot deleted.
Okay. I think I'd like to pick Faded.
All right. Fate has singled you out for a sole purpose or reason. That's another thing that we will get into. So, are there any other flaws? Because you, or is that it?
That's it. Actually, can I change that?
Change what? Change what?
The Faded one?
Um, yeah. What did you have in mind?
Enemy.
All right. Both of those, I'm going to talk with you off camera about, just so
Okay.
we can nail down what the specifics of those, so that I can actually use them.
Of course.
Because if you're gonna have Chekhov's gun on the table, actually Chekhov's gun isn't the right answer. The better answer is Hitchcock's bomb under the table. It's gonna
Hitchcock
go
bomb
off.
under the table. Oh,
Yeah,
yes, I want it to.
what? You've never heard that story?
No, I haven't.
Hitchcock, a man who needs no introduction, had talked about that a simple way to add tension to a scene is to have people talking during dinner and then put a bomb under the table.
Nice. I
Now,
totally understand that.
yeah. Now the point was that you don't need to change. You can take a simple scene and add tension to it. But
Mm-hmm.
I will always appreciate using the using the bluntest, most extreme examples to illustrate a point. But
Yes.
now, given that, uh, when it comes to the whole skill rank thing, the important thing is that determines how many die you roll. The key the key approach with the network system is you roll a certain number of die, and and you're keeping the highest. That's going to be compared to a target number, which I will note. Um, if you get a 10, that's considered a profound success and can have some extra effect. Um, if you've got 0, that doesn't mean you can't use the skill. You just roll 2d10 and take the lower.
Okay.
And if the macros actually worked, there would be a nice little button where you could do that. But unfortunately, that isn't the case. So since that takes care of the skills, the next part I want to get into is combat techniques.
Combat techniques.
Now,
Aha, found it.
yep. And these are tied to particular These are tied to particular skills.
Mm-hmm.
And since the main combat skills you took were that would be relevant for this would be light melee.
Yes.
I'd recommend looking at the combat technique list in that category.
Yes, I am.
You got 2.
Yes. I'd like opportunity.
All right. And what's the other?
Deflect.
All right. And you do have 2,000 spades minus the minus the weapon of choice. You mentioned that you're going to go with a fan.
Yes.
So let me open up my equipment thing. So let's go with a metal fan. So that costs 275 spades.
Okay.
So when it comes to determining the remaining equipment, which can be done individually, you've got 1725 spades to spend.
Yes.
So let me put that in there. Let's see. So you have a metal fan. Make your heavy metal jokes as you will.
No, that was a damn good movie.
I've read my fair share of Metal Hurlant. Anyway, see that. So that's using the light melee skill. You've got a baseline of 2 at that, so attack roll will be 2d10. Before I do any modifiers. So damage is speed plus 1d10. So damage is 3d10. That doesn't mean you're doing 3d10 damage. Much like how normal rolls work when you roll damage, you're rolling that many d10s and comparing it to the hardiness rating of your target. For each die that gets over it, that's 1 wound.
Gotcha.
Let's see. Does that have lethal? No accuracy modifier, so you're good on that. It does have lethal, which means it can inflict it's not a non-lethal weapon. Let's see. It does not have a muscle requirement. The muscle column when it comes to weapons, that just says how many ranks of muscle you need to actually wield it. So somebody who can't lift isn't going to be throwing around a pudao or something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But fortunately, that's not the case with a metal fan. Right. And it is a sharp type. Let's see, and range and reach. You don't have reach with the weapon. So that takes care of everything for now. The minor details we will get into as we go.
Did you want to revisit the sect while we're here, or?
Since there's a lot of martial sects, that is something I'd rather do off camera.
Okay, no problem, Monk.
Because I'm gonna have to make the technique list thing a bit later.
Okay.
So with that, so that's 2 down. Let's see who's next. If we're going clockwise, Neff, you're next on the block.
Oh no! We'll let Lady K get the picture up.
Yep. Fuck. There we go.
Now, this fine gentleman is a gentleman and a scholar, but his real name is Joe, but he goes by Yuji.
All right. Could you write that in the text chat for me?
I'll do one better. I've already created the character sheet.
All right, that makes my job easy.
Well,
That makes-
damn! Talk about ahead of the class.
Well, no, on
Right?
Roll20, I just created the character sheet. I haven't actually filled anything in yet.
And your badass points just went through the floor.
Hey, it's still more than most people.
So,
Although I have picked out most of my stuff already.
yeah, obviously the details are going to be on the sheet that I'm making because I don't have a way to do that on the sheet on Roll20 proper, and I am not under any circumstances coding HTML again.
I can understand
Learned that
this.
lesson before.
I do not feel like having hallucinations again.
Just hallucinations? Come on, you can do more than that.
You know, the song Let's Start a Riot by 3 Days Grace is going through my head right now.
Okay, first things first. What skill groups did you pick?
Skill groups. Defense, combat, and physical.
Alright, defenses, combat skill, and physical. Alright, we'll get to the skills later. Did you have a sect in mind?
Yes, ironically, the exact same one Lady K was thinking. And that actually works considering some of the stuff we were talking about.
What, so you're also Purple Cavern sect?
Yep, and in my case, there's a reason why I'm no longer with them. That's because they think I'm dead.
Alright. Who did you have in mind for your Sifu?
I was thinking probably the one below, what's her name, the leader, since I wouldn't have trained with her directly.
Alright, so...
Not sure who that is in the list.
Let me... So I would say, given the since it isn't, that'd probably be Sun, since Sun is the highest ranked junior disciple of that sect.
That works for me.
Because it was either be Sun, who's the highest ranked junior, Shu, who Plum Blossom treats like a daughter, and has a personal bodyguard, and the unofficial member, Iron Dragon.
Nah, probably be Sun.
Alright. So that brings us to your martial disciplines. Obviously, like everyone else, you start at a key rank of 1.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
have
So
5 points to spend on ranks.
2 in Weija, 1 in the other 3.
All right. Let's see. So your wounds are at 3. Your imbalance rating is at 2. Your max imbalance is 13. Now we get to skills. So we'll handle the primary skills first. So what are you putting your 12 points in combat skills in?
Also, you missed one thing, and that would be my disposition, or not disposition,
Oh, right, reputation.
which would be cautious and calm.
All right. Now, getting back to skills, what are you putting the 12 points in?
Let's go with 12. Okay, so which one did we want to go with first? Combat, defense, or physical?
Combat skills.
Combat. Okay. Medium melee, let's put 4 in. Throw.
Wait a minute. 4?
Or sorry. Wait, what's the
Why would you
maximum?
put 4? Why would you put 4 points in? Did you look? Did you look at the skill table?
Yeah, I'm looking at the table.
Yeah, that's
For
why I
combat
was thrown off. Yeah, that's why I was thrown off when you said 4 points in medium melee.
Yeah, specifically for the melee, the medium melee, the hook swords.
So you're taking hook swords as a specialty.
Yes, exactly.
So that's 2 ranks in medium melee with hook swords as a specialty.
After all, you can see I'm carrying them.
Yep. So that leaves you with 9 points remaining for combat skills.
Let's see. Let's take some. Let's just take light melee, but not specific.
How many?
Just 2 points.
2 points or 2 ranks? Because remember the skill point cost and the total rank is cumulative.
Oh yeah, that's right. So 2 ranks.
All right, 2 ranks in light melee. That's 3 points spent. So you've got 6 remaining.
1 in each, oh wait a minute. Yeah, you said I got 6 ranks left?
6 points left.
6 points left. Okay, so then 2 ranks in arm strike and 2 ranks in leg strike.
All right. Oh. So all right, that takes care of that. So defenses. How are you spending in that?
That one's going to be much easier because there's only going to be 2 used in that one. Let's go with, let me see. 3 ranks in stealth.
All right, so that means you have a stealth rank of 9, which means it's going to be it means it's going to be very hard for somebody to out stealth you. They have to roll 9s or 10s.
Yeah, that's kind of the point. Considering what this character is, I was thinking of, makes perfect sense.
Mm-hmm.
and throw the rest into. Actually, split the rest between parry and evade.
All right, so that's 9. That's so you're putting your is it 3 points or 3 ranks into stealth?
3 ranks into stealth.
All right. So in that case, you got 6. So both of those would be at 2. So you've got a hardiness of 3, a parry and evade of 5, a stealth of 9, and wits and resolve are 6 each. Oh. Obviously, defense skills are the only skill that you can't do. You can't do specialties in because there wouldn't be a point.
Yeah, that does seem kind of silly.
So what are you spending your 12 in physical?
Split it between athletics, swim, and speed.
All right, so athletics, swim, and speed. So that's 3 of them. You got 12. Oh. Oh. So that's 12. So if I were to do it as 2 ranks, you'd have 3 points.
Oh, if that's the case, then throw those last 3 into. Let's put it in endurance.
All right. So now we have the secondary skill. So what are you putting your 6 points in specialist into?
For specialist, 3 in survival and 3 in medicine.
3 ranks?
Or 3 points in 3 of the points in survival and 3 of the points in medicine.
All right. So that's 2 ranks in each. So what do you? So as far as mental, what would you be putting those 6 points?
Every single bit of it into deception.
All right, deception at 3, and knowledge.
3 points into read script and 3 points into martial disciplines.
All right. Now, what did you have in mind for your 2 combat techniques?
Counter and press. Under medium melee.
Let me get that. Melee. And this whole one. So counter and press. Interesting setup. All right, I'll add in the details onto the sheet later. I was tempted to ask if you were going to take the scholar variant when it comes to skills, but I decided that. But I said, even though you said a scholar, that approach
Well,
wouldn't fit.
he's appears to be a scholar. He certainly makes himself look to be one.
Oh. So when it comes to flaunts, did you have any in mind on that front?
Well, we've obviously got white hair already, and I was thinking, obviously, secret, one that we can discuss, obviously, and I was actually kind of thinking faded.
All right. Takes care of that. So, I skimmed over it with everyone, but since you decided to jump ahead, like, did you nail down your 6 kung fu techniques or not?
Actually, I think I have, because you said there had to be one key, and they had to be one key ones, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I think I've got at least. Yeah, I think I've got 6 of them.
All right. What ones do you have?
Biting blade.
All right. Next.
Breath of the Lotus Petal.
Next.
Fierce Strike.
Fierce or pierce?
Fierce, as in fiery, fierce.
Oh, I don't know why I misheard it there, but all right. What's number 4?
4 points touch.
And next.
Weapon Stride.
So it's 1, 2, 3, 5, and the last one.
Whirling Dodge.
All
And
right.
yes, I realize that gives me 2 counters.
Yep, I did say it's advisable to have at least one.
And I've got at least 2.
And trust me, as things go on, you're going to be getting more. Because this particular rule of having it be from your sect, that I'm only applying to character creation.
Well,
As
considering
you-
I already had one from my sect anyway.
All right, so you already mentioned the weapon that you wanted to go with.
Yes. Hook sword.
So let me make sure that's
Well, hooked swords, considering that's a dual weapon.
all right. Hook sword. So that is medium melee.
And anyone who's seen people fighting with those things, that looks so freaking cool.
So you've got medium melee at. It would be at 2, but it's actually at 3 because of your specialization. So 3d10. So 3d10. Let's see, damage is based on muscle. So it says muscle plus 0d10. It would just mean you do skilled roll if you didn't have any points in muscle. which you don't, unless you want to move one of the things you have at 2 points into muscle.
You know what? Actually, move the athletics. Oh no, the endurance to that.
All right. So doing 2d10 damage. Let's see. Lethal of and actually it has a 1d10 in accuracy, rolling 4d10. So lethal, yes. Muscle requirements 0. It is a sharp type and normal reach. But there are some special rules with hook swords. For one, they provide a +1 to parry and can be used to disarm. When you score a total success on an attack roll, opponents have to make an athletics roll at TN10 or be swept to the ground.
They're very good for making sure people don't get away.
And remember, TN10 means they have to roll a 10 on a D10.
They're not running.
Why are you running? Why are you running? So that technically means parry is going to be at 6 when wielding the hook swords. And as far as the whole 1 weapon or 2 weapons, the way the stat is set up, that's not all that important. I'm not going to have anybody go through a lengthy overdone rituals for how many requirements it is to dual wield. This isn't the world's most litigious role playing game.
That, and when it comes to hooked swords, they generally are wielded in pairs.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of the style.
Was the style at the time. So let's see how much is that going to cost you? 375. So when it comes to getting all the other equipment, you have 1,625 spades to spend.
Well, you know what they say, a spade is a spade.
Mm-hmm.
Unless it's a club or a diamond.
Yeah. I also before we wrap up on Shueiji, you do have 3 points. You do have 3 skill points you can use because of the flaws that you picked.
Oh yeah, that's right. So might as well throw those back into the endurance that I took it out of anyway.
All right. That is added. So that takes care of that.
Oh, Monk.
Yes.
I don't think. I mean, I'm not trying to interrupt or anything, but we didn't do the skill points I got from my flaws.
Yeah, I was about to get to that. What did you want to put those in? You've got 2.
Okay. I think, as far as skills go, like generally or specifically.
Just period. You got 2 skill points to put into any skill. I think the only things you'd be able to do with just 2 skill points is take 2 skills at 1.
Yes. That sounds about right. Let me get back up here. Okay, I think I'll take, 1 in talent composition.
All right.
And survival travel. I also picked my sect whenever you have time.
I'll write it in. Write it. What sect did you have in mind?
The Purple Cavern people.
That's 3 we're doing for the Purple Cavern.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be the only one out, and the only one who's not going for that sect.
It's a party sect.
Oh wow, recruitment for this game must be ballin'. You just find all your pro tags in the Purple Cavern.
Yeah. Did you have a second one that you had in mind? Just to give some.
Yes, I did. Fuck, I need to look at I don't remember their name exactly, but it was the arts and kung fu people. It was like Z something. Like Zhao something.
Let me. Zhao Zhe.
Zhao Zhe.
All right. I'll have that set up.
Okay, cool.
So with that in mind, John, you're the last man standing.
Indeed. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We'll wait for Kay to get the. Okay, she's got it. Hello, everyone. I am Ling Yao. I am an actor and quite the handsome gentleman, if I do say so myself.
Boo! Get him off the stage! Get that crap out of here.
Oh, but my dear, I can assure you, if you come with me, I will make sure I give you a very thrilling performance.
Whatever you say, RuPaul.
Get off the stage, Phil Collins.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Does anyone happen to have the 1-800 number to the burn center? Because I believe somebody's going to need it.
I think you're right.
Better call the wambulance and get him some Krylenol.
Nah.
Oh, Jesus, man.
All right. I'm gonna need you to write out the spelling for that.
He did.
Wait, yeah, check this out, chat.
All right. Okay. Did you have a sect in mind for when I get that?
As a matter of fact, I did. Thankfully, it is not the Purple Cavern set.
Well, why not?
Because it doesn't fit with the character I'm going for. Instead, I'm a member of the Silken Robe Society.
All right.
And as far as my Sifu goes, I would have been under the training of Miss Yu Bijun.
Gonna be a long campaign.
Right. Now, as far as obviously, key rank is 1, which means your imbalance is 13 and your wounds are. Oh. How are you spending your 5 points in the martial disciplines?
I'm gonna put rank 2 in Kingdom and 1 rank in the rest.
All right. So that means your imbalance rating is 2. Now, for skills, what are your 3 primary skill categories?
Let me remind myself. I'm gonna go with mental, physical, and I'm debating. We'll do defenses.
All right. So, with that in mind, what did you have in mind for reputation? I know I'm jumping about a bit.
No worries, no worries. I've got a full audit this for my reputation, I'm gonna go with cunning and selfish.
All right. And we'll deal with flaws later. We're gonna go straight into skills. So we'll start with your primaries. So you got 12 points to spend on defenses. Remember, ranks are gained cumulative. So
Yep.
it's 1, 3, and 6.
All right. So we're gonna do. We're gonna do 2 ranks in wits. We'll do. Let's do 2 ranks in evade.
All right.
Actually, you know what? Let's put 3 ranks in wits and then 2 ranks in stealth.
So drop evade.
No, we'll keep evade because that's 2, 6. Yeah, that's 3, 6, 12. So that'd be all 3 right there.
All right. So 3 in wits, which
Yep, 3
makes
in wit,
that
2 in evade, 2 in stealth.
All right. So stealth is 8, evade is 5, and the rest is at their base value.
Yes.
Okay. Physical.
We're definitely gonna put 3 ranks in speed. Because a lot of that is gonna be. We're also gonna put one. We'll put 1 rank in athletics. We'll put 1 rank in muscle. 1 rank in swim. And we'll put 2 ranks in endurance. That should be enough to max out the 12.
Yep. All right. Mental.
All right, we're gonna put 3 ranks in deception.
All right.
We'll do 2 ranks in persuade and 2 ranks in reasoning.
All right. That settles the primary. Now for the second. What you got 6 points in combat. Oh. Though, actually, before we get to that, what did you have in mind as far?
What was that?
What did you have in mind as far as a weapon of choice? Because that's going to play a factor.
Well, yeah, absolutely. I was considering my sect. I'm probably going to be leaning more towards the spear.
All right. Given that.
So does that mean you like to shake your spear a lot?
God damn it, Neth.
Well, you are an actor. Oh no, I'm starting to break her.
No,
All
you
right,
don't
so-
understand, because, I'll DM it to you after the show, because I had the funniest fucking ugly Christmas sweater come into the store last night.
She did. I saw it.
So that would be a Kyang. So so if you're picking a melee skill, heavy melee is the preferable one.
Problem is, heavy melee is not listed on the combat skills.
Which is odd. If that's the
Yeah, I think.
yeah, I know what some people are going to say on that, and I would like to remind everyone, including myself, that I did not make this sheet.
Trust me, Eddie, I
So-
was looking at the skills list. I know what I was looking at.
Yep.
It did
So
not have it on there.
I've added it onto yours. I'm not going to need to add it for everyone else's since they don't have heavy melee weapons. You're the only one who does.
Yeah. So for that, yeah. As Kate pointed out, I'm also one of the only people that actually has my martial name set up.
Mhm.
We'll get to that in a minute. What would you think is the minimum amount of? No, I've already got my muscle picked out. So we'll put two ranks in heavy melee.
All right.
And then we'll put 1 point each in arm strike, leg strike, and grapple.
Right. Arm strike, leg strike, grapple. I'm gonna put arm strike and leg strike in the weapon list, but that'll be for later because everybody's gonna have those in some form.
Yeah. But I also have some techniques that I'm looking at that might actually benefit from some of those skills.
All right. So that's some combat skills taken care of. What did you have in mind for your 6 points in specialist?
Ugh, that's tricky. I guess the best way to put it would be a talent and performance.
All right.
And let's just go ahead and put all the points in that. Because I'm not going to be doing for medicine, divination, meditation. I'm not doing any of that crap. So that's not going to be my style.
All right. So that leaves knowledge as the final one.
And this is where I'm going to have some challenges. I don't know what I would fit. No, that's true. Classics.
Hey, stay in your lane. I'm kidding.
So what? Dumping all 6 points in classics.
Yeah, it seems to be the smart move.
All right.
Definitely going a lot more specialized compared to my usual. I usually try to balance things out, but this one I'm going very specialized.
Okay. So let me see. So that Kyang is going to cost 230. So your starting money to spend is going to be 1770. And as I mentioned, that's something that can be handled later.
Yep.
Same with the kung fu techniques. But you do have 2 combat techniques.
Yeah, I was trying to look over this. I have to look at the techniques index. Fortunately, a lot of the techniques that I would probably be using are the key is too high for me.
We're not talking about kung fu yet, just the combat techniques. They're on the ones that are on page 67.
67. Okay, let me see what I missed here, because I probably wasn't looking. I got it. Here we go. All right. Definitely reach.
All right, that's 1.
And probably setup.
Okay, so reach. If the target is 10 feet away from you, the reach advantage, you gain plus D10 to your damage roll. So you're using a spear, so that's going to be obvious.
Yeah, exactly.
Setup, if you win turn order against an take a 1d10 on your attack roll against him by choosing to go after him.
And considering I'm going to be probably a faster faster character, having that turn order advantage would probably be a good idea.
Mm-hmm. So let me load up the spear. So the spear, one of the big 4 of wushu weapons. Let's see. So heavy melee. So base is 2d10. Damage is muscle plus 2d10, or just muscle. So
That's why I'm going to put points in that.
Mm-hmm. It's only muscle if you're wielding it one-handed. But I don't see a situation where you're going to be one-handing a spear.
Yeah.
I think that the one-handed would be more if you're doing spear and shield, and I don't think you're going to be doing that.
No.
Right. Lethal muscle requirement is 1. It is a sharp weapon. And has a range of 10 and a long reach. Which means you could use it as a thrown weapon if you wanted to, but I don't see that as a likelihood. Are there any flaws that you're going to take?
I'm going to take 1, and that's going to be hedonist.
Right, I've got 2 hedonists in the party. So I wrote for occupation actor and I'm putting that in.
Oh, fuck you!
I'm kidding.
Seems perfectly reasonable to me.
I'm sorry, I missed that. What?
He's gonna put actor in quotes.
Well, I mean, if Nicolas Cage can get work.
Congrats, Monk.
I believe, actually, you probably could also just add one word before it. Ham.
Huh?
Ham actor.
This is a wuxia story, so that'd be redundant.
Fair point.
Oh my god. I still think you should add RuPaul before it.
Oh, God.
No. Especially not with that.
As we mentioned, I also do have my martial name already picked out.
Nice.
Alright, what did you have in mind?
The Dancing Phoenix.
I thought it was gonna be Prancing Peacock.
Oh,
No,
sorry. I didn't mean to cut everyone off. I'm sorry.
you're good. You're good.
You're so pretty, so very pretty.
Yeah, when he's done, Monk, I have my martial name as well.
But I think that covers all of the major bits. Like I said, with kung fu techniques, that's something we'll handle off screen. I'm gonna do some prep on that.
Okay.
And I believe that will take care of everything. Now we will not be starting this campaign next Saturday because next Saturday is World's End, and two of the people here
Aren't going to be are attending.
Mhm. Since you got tickets, and I'm not going to deny you that. And some of us will be watching from elsewhere.
Yep, comfort.
So we will be starting this campaign proper on January 4th.
Okay.
So that'll be 1 week from next Saturday. I hope to see you all there for it, and the shenanigans that will come as a result.
Okay.
So until then, on behalf of the Good Brothers, present and not present, my name is Mildra. I am your gaming monk. Stay fucking frosty, everybody.